What's up everybody? Today I'm going to be making a revised version of my platinum farming guide for version 4.1.4. Now, as I said, I have made one of these platinum farming guides before and it was very popular, but a lot of things have changed since then, so I figured I will go ahead and make a new one and go over all the ways that I could think of to make platinum and kind of some tips and tricks for that. So we're going to go ahead and start with the most basic one, which is your daily activity rewards. So as long as you are completing anything listed below here, you are going to get these battle points that will fill this gauge, and then once you hit 120, you are going to get 300 platinum plus 15 spirit essences. So this, again, is a daily activity, so you can do this every day, get 300 platinum a day, 2100 platinum a week, 8,400 platinum a month, and it's just an easy way to make a little bit of platinum on the side while you're doing all your other activities. Now, some other important things to note is you are going to get spirit essences as well as charms, and I will go over why those two things are important in a little bit, but they will help you make some platinum in the future once you stack up enough of them. Another note I want to make is that these rewards will stack up to 3 days, so in case you can't play every day, I know everybody here probably has a life outside of the game, you will be able to stack these up for 3 days, but after that, it will not continue to add up. So just make sure that every 3 days you're going into the game and completing these rewards and claiming them so that you can continue to stack these up and not lose any of that progression. Now, the second way to make platinum is going to be through Eternal Legendary Crest. So these you can buy with Fading Embers, and the way you get these Fading Embers is by running Elder Rifts until you fill these gauges here. As you can see, 280 and 120. So the difference is that this one, the base weekly limit, you will get 10 Fading Embers just for running an Elder Rift. It doesn't matter if you use Crest or not. But this bottom bonus weekly limit, it does require you or somebody in your party to add Crest, and it doesn't matter which one it is, whether it's rare, legendary, or an eternal legendary, you will get one bonus Fading Ember for each crest that is added. So as long as you or anybody in your party is adding crest, you will fill this gauge. And I suggest maxing out both of these gauges every week, because a ELC will cost you 320 Fading Embers, but if you complete that 400 every week, you will actually be able to buy 5 Eternal Legendary Crests per month. So you'll get 1 a week, and then on your last week you'll be able to buy 2. So definitely take advantage of this, because this is essentially a free way to get some platinum. Now typically, it's not going to be a lot. A lot of these are going to run 1 stars or 2 stars, and you're only going to make a couple hundred platinum, whatever. But every once in a while, you'll get a big one, and it'll be a huge chunk of platinum, like 20, 30, 40k, and in one shot. So definitely worth it. Definitely take advantage of this. It is a little bit time consuming, but it does pay off in the end. Now there is another way to get Eternal Legendary Crests, and that's from the Crest Merchant. So this one is a little bit of a gamble, and it does require a little bit of extra work, but essentially you need to complete a warband raid for the week. So as long as you're in a warband, and I believe you need 4 warband members to run a Heliquary with, you're going to get a ticket, and then you can bring that ticket over here, and it will allow you to purchase this ELC for 1600 platinum. Now, like I said, this one's a big gamble, but I think in the long run and in a long time frame, this is totally worth it. So 1600 platinum, honestly, most of the time, you're only going to get a 1 star in return, so you're actually going to lose platinum on that exchange. But as long as you get 1 5-star gem, even if it's a 2 out of 5 star, doesn't matter. As long as you get 1 of those every, I want to say 15 to 20 of these that you purchase, you're going to break even, right? Because you say, okay, 1600 platinum, let's say you get a 1 star, it's 400. After taxes, you're making like, I don't know, 300, whatever. It cost you 1300 platinum to make it. But you do that by 10, right? That's only 13,000 platinum. And I think the cheapest 2 out of 5 star gem, which is like probably hilt of many realms or something like that, they're still going for like 18 to 20k. So right, so I would say if 15 of these, if one of them pulls a 2 out of 5, you at least broke even. And that does take a long time, right? That's like 3 months. But as long as one of them in that time frame hits something good, you're going to either break even or make money, right? Because you could get like a Roiling Consequence or a BSJ, and it could be worth like 40k, something like that. You're going to make a profit, whatever. So just keep in mind, initially, you're probably going to lose money on it, but in a long enough timeline, this is definitely going to be worth it. So join a warband if you're not already in one and start running those raids. Get those tickets, and I do suggest buying these. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is regular gems. So there's 2 different classifications for regular gems, one being your daily regular gems, and the other one being your monthly regular gems. So for your daily regular gems, you can get, I believe it's still 12 per day that are unbound, marketable, and sellable. So there's a couple different ways you can get these, but the main requirement, the base requirement, is you must be in a party of 4. It is very important that you're in a party of 4, otherwise you're not going to get any of it. So, the couple different ways that you can get these unbound regular gems are going to be random dungeons, open world farming, and my personal favorite, and the one I think is the most efficient, which is Terra Rifts. So again, as long as you're in a party of 4, random dungeons, you can get them, open world farming, you can get them, but the most efficient, the best way is through Terra Rifts. So go ahead, join a party of 4, jump into these Terra Rifts, and start killing everything you can find, because they will drop regular gems randomly, and it typically only takes me about 2 runs to max out my daily regular gems and hit that 12. Another good thing about doing the Terra Rifts, and it's kind of like killing 2 birds with 1 stone, is that you can get Terror Essences as well. And the important thing about that is, like, okay, you're getting your regular gems, which you can sell or keep, you know, if you're trying to work on your PvP build. You can also get Terror Essences, which will sell for, I mean, on my server, they usually go for about 100 platinum each, but you can get 10 of those per week. So you're going to get your daily regular gems, and you're also going to get 10 Terror Essences, will get you about another 1,000 platinum there. So again, that's probably the most efficient. And the good thing about that too is you can kick your difficulty down to like Hell 2 or Hell 3, and you can really crank those out really quickly. Like, the monsters won't be that strong, you don't have to worry about dying, you can kind of just like almost AFK farm that. And again, get your Terror Essences, get your regular gems, and knock that out. But if you're not strong enough to get those, or you can't find a party or whatever, random dungeons are pretty good, and then also open world farming, you can do that as well if you're looking for essences and stuff of that nature. I think one of the keys to platinum farming is don't just be looking for platinum. Try to do multiple things at the same time, and then just make sure that the platinum farming is mixed in. Alright, so the next thing is your weekly regular gems, which you can get 63, 63. And what I mean by that is 63 bound, 63 unbound. And there's a couple different ways you can do this depending on your situation. The first one, and probably the least efficient one, is going to be hidden layers, right? So you can jump around the world, you just go to the map, go to all the different locations, just jump around all the different places, and then find on your quest log where it says hidden layer has appeared. You're going to run to that hidden layer, enter, and then there's going to be 2 floors with 3 different events per floor. You clear all 3 of those events on both floors. That's going to give you 6 events, which each one will give you a regular gem. Now, half of those are going to be bound, half of those are going to be sellable. So it's going to take you 21 of those in order to cap out your weekly. So it takes a lot of time, but if you're a lower level, you're new to the game, it's going to be your only way of really doing it. And the good thing is you can do it in normal difficulty, and I highly suggest you do it in normal difficulty because it's just easier, it's faster, and whatever. And then you don't have to worry about being in a party. You can solo this. That's going to be one of the ways, again, the least efficient way, but one of the ways you can get those 63 gems. The next two ways, and this is again depending on your situation, are going to be Araban and Verge. So if you can get a good party, right? And this is an if, this is a big if you can get a good party, Abyssal Verge is the way to go. It is the most efficient, is the fastest way you can do it. You can knock this out pretty quickly. If you get to the 2,000 points for the Abyssal Verge, you're going to get 4 and 4. So you're going to get 8 gems, 4 regular, 4 sellable, 4 non-sellable, and you can knock this out pretty quick, right? So that's like, I don't know, 16 runs pretty quick. You can also get like familiar contracts from this, runes from this. This is going to help you a lot. And then if you can't get a good party, if you're solo, Araban's the way to go. Just put on all your fastest running stuff, the things that allow your movement speed to be as high as possible, and just run Araban. Even if you can't get to the 8th level, if you end on the 7th level, which is the easiest one to get, or not the easiest one to get to, but it's a lot easier to get to 7 and die than to get to 8 and make it out. So what I would do a lot of the time is I'll get to level 7 and then die. It'll still give you 3 and 3. If you can make it to 8, if you're fast enough, and I do have some builds on my channel for like Tempest and Crusader and stuff, but if you're fast enough, you're strong enough getting to 8 and then exiting, you're going to get 4 and 4. But if you can't, just get to 7. 7 will kick you down to 6. 6 will give you 3 and 3, and you can knock this out pretty quickly. Now it will be another 21 runs for this if you're only getting to 7, but they're pretty quick. They're usually about 2 minutes each, so you can knock this out in about an hour. The good thing about Araban and Verge too is you're going to get the Abyssal Essences, I believe they're called. See if I got any laying around here. These. Yeah, Abyssal Essences. So once you hit 10 of these, which you typically will get 1, but sometimes you'll get 2 from each run, you can exchange them with Rayek. He'll give you a rune, and then you can sell the rune. So they don't all sell very good, but you know, sometimes you'll get rare ones, sometimes you'll get legendary ones, and they'll sell pretty well, and you'll make some platinum that way. So again, you're going to get your platinum from the regular gems, from your 63, and then you're also going to get runes. Now, when you're running the Verge, which I said is the most efficient, you're also going to get sometimes familiar contracts, which are going to help you make some platinum in the long run too. But that's pretty much all for regular gems. So again, you have your 12 per day, and then you have your 63 per week. The good thing is they don't overlap, right? Like if you're getting your 63 one day, it's not going to affect your 12. So you can do them independently. But alright, going on to the next way to make platinum is charms. Now charms are a little bit tricky. You do have to pay attention to what you're making, what you have, and then you have to go to the market, and this is typically going to be based around what builds are considered hot at the moment, right? Like what class everybody's using, what builds are efficient right now. You know, this is going to be highly dependent on kind of where the game is, and this changes all the time, so you really have to do research on this. But the ways you can get charms, we talked about a little bit, are through your dailies, right? You're going to get one that way. You're also going to get random ones from whatever events are going on. And then also the Hilt Trader will sell you 3 per week. And then you can randomly buy them from the daily refresh as well. So you can get that, I think it's 2 times per day, that you have a chance of buying more charms. But essentially, you're going to get the charms, and then if you find one that rolls something good as its base, right? Like whatever's going on right now that's really hot, whatever the best build is, if the base skill is something good, that's one of the ones you're going to want to keep. The other ones, just break them down and use them as materials. But essentially, what you're going to want to do is find charms that have really good base skills, and then get them to rank 5. Now, I think you have to break down 8 charms in order to get one charm to rank 5. But once you do that, you're going to want to see how it rolls, right? So if it rolls good, like this one did, you know, where I got 3 Blood Knight skills or something of that nature, then you can break it down and try to sell it, or extract it is what they call it, and try to sell it. And that's where the gamble really lies, because extracting costs 500 platinum, right? So you have to remember that. In order to extract something, it's going to cost you 500 platinum. So you have to make sure you're going to make a minimum of 500 platinum back from selling it, plus the 15% market fee. So unless you're selling it for, I think, over 600, it's not going to be worth it, right? You're just going to lose money, or you're going to break even, and it was a waste of materials, whatever. So you're going to want to go in, check out the skill stones, and you're going to want to see, like, what items are hot right now. So Druid is the new class. You know, let's take a look at Ferocious Strike. We're going to look at price low to high. You see the cheapest one is going for 612. In my opinion, probably not worth the time, right? Like 612, yeah, you might make a couple platinum, but you're wasting all your resources. Let's look at Fire Tornado, 670, that's a little bit better. Let's look at, let's see, what does everybody use? Maybe Werebear? 765, and then some of them are in the thousands, right? So once you start getting into this 1,000 range, I think that's where the money is. Because then you're gonna clear probably 300 to 400 platinum per charm that you do this for. I know another one like Necromancer, Skeletal Mage. These are always worth good money. Look at this, 816 is the cheapest one. So if you get one that has Skeletal Mage on it, that's money, right? Like, it's gonna cost you 500 to extract it, another 100 probably in fees, but you're gonna clear about 200 platinum. And then, if you get lucky, you'll find some that have, like I showed you with my Blood Knight one, that have multiple skills on it, right? So I don't see any here, which I don't know why they're listing them for 2K. But if you get something that has multiple skills on it, and you can start getting like 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 platinum for it, that's good money for a charm, right? So again, all your junk charms, they're just materials, but if you have it roll something like this, or like this one for example, right, where I got all 5, that's 2,500 platinum all day. So it'll cost you about 600 to make it, but you make 1,900 platinum. You can do that 10 times, 19,000 platinum. It adds up pretty quick. You just have to make sure you know what you're looking at, because you can lose money pretty easily on this. So again, it's a little bit risky. They take some time to sell, but they're definitely a good way to make platinum. Now, one of the other ways to make platinum is through familiars. And this is one of the biggest changes to the game lately, is the familiar system. It used to be that you would be able to get aberrant pets pretty easily, right? And they would roll all kinds of different values, but now they're super rare, and they typically roll at the base form, which is going to be like a magic pet with 5 or 6 magic skills. Yeah, 6. So they're typically going to roll pretty low. And it's sort of an issue, because it makes, I guess, earning platinum off these a lot more difficult. But the good thing is that there's no more of these pets that roll, you know, where you'd you'd roll an aberrant and it's worth like 64,000 or so it says, and then it never sells, right? It just becomes junk. You end up scrapping it, or it just sits in your inventory, whatever. So that's one of the good things about it, but again, it's harder to make platinum from these now because typically you're just going to get the lowest available pet, and it's only going to be worth like 1,700, 1,800, 2,000 depending on what class it is or what type of pet it is. So as you can see, I just ended pack with a lot of them because you're going to get 5 Spirit Essence per one. And then I am going to hopefully be able to pull an aberrant here for everybody to see. So let's see what we got here. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that we'll be able to pull an aberrant for the whole world to see, so I can give you guys a good example of this. Now, if we don't get lucky, it's okay. Just check out my other video, you can see what this is. But basically, you're going to have to raise the level of the pet to 30, which costs about 58 Spirit Essences. And then you're going to need 3 of them, and you're going to convert them until you get an aberrant, which they say is a 20% chance, but as you can see, I just rolled 5 or 6, didn't get one. So the drop rate is super low right now. Yeah, we didn't get one. So drop rate's super low, unfortunately. Again, they say it's a 1 in 5. I don't believe that. But essentially, what you're going to get is a lower tier or the lowest tier pet. Now, there is a chance it's going to roll a little bit higher. You might get 1 rare skill or 2 rare skills. But typically speaking, it's going to look like this. Right, we'll just go to any. It's going to look like this: 6 rare skills or 6 magic skills, and then as you can see, you're going to get like 1,900 or 1,900. And if you get lucky, maybe you get a Dusk Prowler, and it's worth like 2,400. So essentially, that's why I was saying earlier those Spirit Essences are important, because when you get those Spirit Essences, you can use them to upgrade your familiars, convert them, and then hopefully get an aberrant that you can sell. It's not going to be a lot of money right now. It used to be a lot more, but that's another way, on top of all the other things we went over, that you can make some platinum. And I think that's about it. Honestly, I think we've gone over just about everything. I talked about the daily bonus, your regular gems, your daily and weekly regular gems, Terra Essences, Familiars, Charms, Eternal Legendary Crest, and Runes. Runes I didn't touch too much on. Like I said, you can get them pretty much anywhere. You can also trade in your Abyssal Essences to get them. And then a lot of people say that running your, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but running where you're collecting for your Shadow Clan, if you're in a Shadow Clan. Let's see one of the activities. It's not that. It's not any of these. Well, I forget what it's called, but anyway. They say that the faster you can kill like elite packs, you're going to get more runes, but honestly, I think that might just be superstition because it's completely RNG. So basically, the guaranteed way to get them is to run Verge and Ereban, get those Abyssal Essences, and then if you're lucky, you'll get something like this. You know, you'll get a legendary rune or some rare ones, whatever. But that's a guaranteed rune drop, and then you'll get them again anywhere. You'll find them in Elder Rifts, you'll find them in random dungeons, you'll find them running anywhere. They'll just drop randomly. So those are all the ways that you can make platinum in Diablo Immortal. Again, don't go out there specifically looking for platinum. Try to do like 2 or 3 things at the same time to kind of min-max. But as long as you're including the platinum objectives in those different things that you're doing, you'll make some platinum every day, and then over time it'll stack up. It has become increasingly difficult to farm platinum. You know, the game, they've been nerfing a lot of the stuff. They've been patching a lot of stuff out just because of all the platinum farmers and the bots and stuff, but it's still possible. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Hopefully you learned something and it will help you progress your game. That's going to be it for today, guys. Hope you learned something, hope it helped, and I will catch you later.